in and learn some stuff. So Kobe has wanted to make sure that the game was in good hands after he has retired.
And it shows you what kind of guy he was right before he got on the helicopter. Mm-hmm. Text Shaquille O'Neal's son and talked to him about what was going on, and he was like just trying to get stuff together. He goes, "Let me land. I'll get in touch. We'll get in touch, and we'll figure it out." Mm-hmm. So you could see he was, and this is one of the people that everybody assumed was his biggest rival in Shaq. Mm-hmm. And he's reaching out to his son because he wants to see his son succeed as well, and he's doing everything he can to help him out with his game or within life. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've taken away from Kobe after he has left the game. After he's left the game, we look back on how great he was on the court, but he's even better off the court.
Yes.
And that's what you have to take away from this right now is just stop looking at what everything, all the accolades and stuff he did on the court. He was just a greater person off the court as he was on the court.
I remember, and it's nice to see some of these stories come out. And there was this one story of this media personality that got in a car wreck, and Kobe saw the wreck and got out and helped the guy and make sure he was okay. Test him about 2 or 3 weeks later and make sure he was okay. The generosity of Kobe to do that, you see this guy on the court, but then you see him off the court. He don't know this guy. He could have just kept going. No, Kobe was a model citizen. Stop, make sure he was okay, and test the guy, a few weeks later. And so it's just seeing all these cool stories coming out about Kobe and knowing that, this is just a bigger than basketball individual that we're watching. And it is a big loss for not only the Lakers fans, the Lakers organization, the NBA community. I mean, Kevin, this is rough, man. We lost the Commissioner David Stern and Kobe Bryant in the same month at the beginning of 2020. Like, these are two pioneers of this great basketball game that me and you watch.
It's just it's a sad time, and like I said, it's all the way down to the coach, the baseball coach that was in there with him as well. Mm-hmm. He had such a huge impact on a lot of people's lives from coaching in baseball that a lot of people have reached out on Twitter and stuff like that and told their stories about that coach, and he helped a lot of people get through a lot of hard times playing baseball. His daughter, and just he was literally taking everybody to go to this tournament, mm-hmm. And it's just a testament to just the impact that everybody on that helicopter had an impact on somebody.
Yeah,
and to just this is what we do. We talk sports, and if somebody in the name of Kobe Bryant passes away, of course we're going to talk more about him because he's who we know. But let's not take away everything from everybody else that was on the helicopter, because they had just as much impact in somebody's life as Kobe had in our life. So it's just a terrible, terrible tragedy. Mm-hmm. My prayers especially go out to Vanessa and the rest of Kobe's children. They got to be without their dad and their sister. He just had a baby in July.
Yeah.
The family just had a baby in July. And now that little baby and the rest of the clan, they have to go through the rest of their life without their dad and without their sister. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely tough. I know the other people that were on there was a mom and dad and a daughter. They had two daughters
on a plane, that
wasn't playing. So there's two kids out there now without their mom, their dad, and their sister. So this is just an impactful and horrible tragedy. And I know I keep saying it, but it's just not about Kobe. I know we're talking about Kobe because that's what we do, but I just want the people out there to know it's just not about him and the impact, because his footprint was just a bigger impact on the world mm-hmm. than the other people, don't mean the other people didn't leave their footprints either.
Yes, and it's just all tough around, and it's rough. And it's just you read up on these reports and read up on the individuals that was killed in this. It's just tough all around, man. It's just hard to read and see this going on. Kevin, I want to ask you because I know I saw Dwayne Wade video.
Oh God!
What you thought? I know he's one of your favorite. He's your favorite player, and I know you saw that. So I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah,
information on.
Thanks for making me try to tear up during this, Cortez. Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm sorry,
but yeah, watching videos, just watching everything, not just the Wade, but just everybody coming out and saying the impact that Kobe has had on them, and the impact that he had, just like I said, just not as a basketball player, but as a person. Just everything all together it encompassed how we are like these guys are encompassing how we feel as just regular people, and these guys knew Kobe and were right there with Kobe playing on the USA team together, sharing jokes, sharing laughs, sharing joy, sharing pain, and now to watch videos like Dwayne Wade's video that comes out tomorrow night is probably going to be hard for any of us to watch on TNT because Shaq is going to talk, and Charles is going to talk, and Kenny is going to talk, and you're going to hear these guys, and you're going to see all these guys break down and crying. Who was on
NBA
Doc
TV?
Rivers.
Had Brian Shaw, who was breaking.
Brian Shaw. Yeah, he couldn't even get Doc Rivers. Literally watching Doc Rivers talk before that Magic game broke. That's when I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I got to stop watching these videos because now I was tore up, and then to show the impact at the Grammys, they had his jerseys lit up for the Grammy ceremony, and then how they started the Grammys and everything, and I was done after that.
Yeah.
You mix Alicia Keys and Boyz II Men and them singing that song, and then Kobe I was done. I was like, can't do it.
Yeah.
I was like, can't watch no more anything. I had to watch wrestling last night just to try to decompress from everything that happened during the day.
And even they sent out a tweet, recognizing like, hey.
They even did it last night during the Royal Rumble. They said we have lost the sports world has lost a incredible ambassador for the sport. And then, they said they even put that out there too. It's just he's a worldwide known person, and from soccer teams to rugby teams to the tennis world to everybody, this guy was admired by so many people because of his work ethic and his drive on the court. And they probably have never met the guy.
Yep.
Like there was a tennis player yesterday who was taking on Rafael Nadal. He came out with a Kobe jersey on.
Oh, wow.
For warm-ups, he came out with a Kobe jersey on. And they asked him what Kobe meant to him. And he was like, this is where I get my drive. This is where I get my mentality. And this is where I get just watching him and the drive that he used and the overcoming of injuries and stuff like that. He goes, that's where I got my drive from, is to watch Kobe. So he was a huge influence on me growing up and being an athlete. It was everywhere. I don't know if you saw the video, but Tiger getting told about Kobe dying. That was a big loss for Tiger. But the Tiger were good friends, and it encompassed the world.
Yeah.
Somebody said, like me and Matt Barnes were talking about it. We were like, whose death would this resonate as? Like somebody that passed away, which one would this be like? And I likened it to when the guy that sung La Bamba, Richie Valens, the Big Bopper, and that other guy passed away in Buddy Holly in the in the airplane accident because it was a worldwide thing. People knew who Buddy Holly and Richie Valens were. They knew who these guys were worldwide. And I said that's a comparable tragedy accident of a death. I said JFK getting shot. It's a tragedy, and people knew where they were, and it was a worldwide thing. This is right up there with all of those things. Not just the passing of the person that we knew was getting older, but a sudden tragic accident of somebody passing away. Yeah. And that's the ones that I compare these to. People knew where they were on these dates. And now people are going to look back and go, you remember where you were at when Kobe died. That's just the impact that he has had on not just sports, but culture in general.
Yeah. I was talking to one of my friends who's a big Kobe guy, and he finally came out and started tweeting, but he said, yeah, today has been hard for him. But he said that he's like, when I was young, and when my mom and my dad told me Tupac and Biggie got passed away, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how big it was. Now with Kobe gone, I understand how big of a landscape that was compared to how my parents felt and how emotional it was. I didn't get it, but now I get it, and it hurts and it stinks to see a guy that I grew up in middle school, high school, had his shoes idolized, bigger than life, gone. Just gone. Before we get into something else, I wanted to mention the other people that was a part of this crash, unfortunately. John Altobelli and his wife Carrie and Dora Lisa, so that we get their names on this podcast.
That was the baseball coach that I mentioned.
Yes.
Yep.
And then Christina Mauser was also killed in this crash. There's an unidentified pilot, and rightfully so, because nobody need to. It's just forced privacy reasons, and it should be like that because nobody. Yeah. I already saw someone talking about, and I know that everybody get emotional. We need to find out who that pilot was and blah blah. Like, no, because you're gonna start doing stuff to their family, their threats. No, it's not.
No, we don't, because that guy has probably flown with Kobe 4 gajillion times and nothing has happened.
Exactly.
So just
right.
Now is not the time for all that crap.
No. This is emotional time. I know everybody's senses are high. We realize that the stature of this guy. So yes, it's bizarre. What was one of your and I can go first if you want me to. What was one of the moments that Kobe just kind of took your heart out as a fan? And
anytime the dang Lakers won the championship, it stung because I never was a Laker fan.
Yeah.
Growing up when I first started watching basketball, it was either you like Boston or you like LA. And I was neither one. I was just getting into it. That's back when, how people nowadays goes, I just like players. Back then it was like, I just like players.
Right.
I was a huge Larry Bird fan, of course, because I'm a white dude, and he was the best white basketball player ever. So, of course, I rotated to Larry and the Celtics because that's just how it was back when I was little, and that's who we watched.
Right.
But then we had the WGN network, and then that little guy named Michael Jordan come along, and then it was over. So that's now we're showing my age. So that's who I got up to watch. But I was never a huge Laker fan. So anytime the Lakers won anything, especially when Kobe and Shaq got together and then they started winning, and then you had this dynasty, I would always pull for everybody else. Because, heck, when I knew you, what was it? Detroit played them.
Yep.
In the first. And this is when me and you first started becoming friends.
Yeah.
And I was pulling hard for Detroit.
Same here.
Just because we have that hate. Well, you have a hatred for another reason. Shaq hate, as we call it.
Yeah.
But I just didn't